What are some skinny people problems? I have no momentum, but we can accelerate faster. My grandmother calling me the ambassador of world hunger. NGL kinda funny, but I can imagine how annoying that could get as a skinny person. I feel you, but still mad funny to hear that for the first time. My first time hearing it too. Pretty rude, but I'm the kind of guy who finds that stuff hilarious. I have to give props for the creativity of this one. And then every time after that, you really should eat more and get meat on those bones. Thinness is a sign of weakness. Apostrophe. Finding pants that fit for a guy. Yeah, I've got a 29-inch waist. I'm in the men's section. Waist sizes start at 32, 30, 34 here. Shopping sucks. I end up getting 32, 34 and try to shrink them. Then again, the Levi I buy all fit differently depending on the color. So strange. I have 4 pair of Levi 511s. A black, a typical jeans color, a light gray, and a khaki color. All 4 are 32, 34s and all fit very differently when I bought them. Not even before I wash them. Very frustrating. Dude, what is up with that? I have 4 pairs of 513s and they all fit wildly different. Mass-produced jeans first start out like a cookie cutter. A shape is cut into a bunch of stacked denim. The taller the stack, the cheaper the jeans. Because of how the fabric stack reacts to the pressure, the jeans at the bottom are cut different than the jeans at the top despite the cookie cutter having a solid shape. People call you weak all the time. Yup, IF, bartend, and people stare in. Or when I carry 2 whole 24 packs of beer to stock. If I had $1 for the number of times I've heard, "Do you need help with that?" I probably wouldn't have to bartend anymore. Edit. On the other hand, a lot of my regulars bring food in for me very often. Nice little bonus. My mother's a farm girl, and I get my skinny jeans from her. She was telling me the other day about how a guy asked if she needed help with a 20 number bag of cat food at the store. She replied no. But after this I'll be loading up 800 pounds of grain that you're welcome to help with. Apostrophe. I've learned to only ask old women whether they need help carrying things. Was having a bad day and was struggling to lift a case of bottled water in the cart when a lady behind me says, "Let me help you, sir," and proceeded to put it in my cart like it was a box of Kleenex. Very humbling when you're a guy. Nothing wrong with a woman being stronger. Having to make extra holes in your belt. Obviously a first world problem, but kind of a pain in the ass nonetheless. Edit. I know it's a universal issue everywhere lol. What I meant was that it's such a small issue in the grand scheme of things. I've got one of those clicker belts. Man, they are awesome. Perfect fit every time. Ratcheting belts are god tier, and I feel sorry for anyone who doesn't have one. When I made the switch, it was like going from boxers to boxer briefs for the first time. I'm a skinny guy in the trades. I'm not heavy enough to do a lot of stuff. Yes, but when someone has to crawl into a crawl space or attic, then you become the hero. Yeah, but when you're a firefighter, those aren't fun places to be sent. I don't think they're fun, even when you're not a firefighter. Attics are never fun. Always nervous about falling through ceiling. Crawls can be kinda neat sometimes, especially in older homes with odd geography and fauna. I still think about the movie Arachnophobia every single time I have to go into basement or attic. Stupid movie. Scarred me for life. It hurts to sit too long. I felt this in my tailbone. Okay, so that's why my ass hurts after an hour of sitting. Good to know. Also, apparently we get cold easily. I'm cold all the time, but I thought it was like that for everyone. Also my god, lower right back hurts like 30% of the entire day. Edit. Wow. I woke up to 54 replies. Did not expect that. Thank you to everyone for the helpful comments. It seems like this isn't as normal as I though, and people have suggested seeing a chiropractor, so I will look into that. All the shirts that look good on the mannequin turns out to have pins in the back, and the shirt on the mannequin is the last/only small size they have in stock, leaving none for you to even try on. I have taken clothing from the mannequin. I'm like, bro, you're wearing my size. And the secret is tailoring. You too can look like the mannequin with the secret pins. Just get the clothing tailored. I don't want to have to pay more just for clothing to fit me normally. I've bought cheap t-shirts and the tailoring on them cost more than the shirt mayo. You can learn to do it yourself without much effort. Get a sewing machine and watch those guys on YouTube who explain how to tailor your own clothes. Using a sewing machine is as easy as using a scroll saw. And once you've done one shirt you can use it as a template for the rest. It's not like you change size. So it goes pretty quick. Or even hand sewing can be super quick and easy. I'm a short girl and kinda weird proportions. I have altered a lot of clothes to fit me better and it really only takes a few minutes for most things. If you don't like baggy clothes, good luck finding something that will fit you. I've resorted to buying my clothes from Europe because I can never find clothes that have the slim fit I'm looking for in Canada or the USA. Pull and bear jeans are my go-to jeans. They fit how I want and are cheap. My girlfriend had to resort to buying cloths from Asian counties. For example, she told me a small in USA is like a large in China. I'm 62 and lived in Japan. Can confirm Asian large is not the same thing. Same. I had to buy XXL for most shirts over there. Forget about finding shoes and pants. I'm a medium in the States. People making a circle with their fingers around your wrists. Funny thing is I've gained 40 pounds since college. And I can still do the circle finger thing around my wrist. Apparently my wrists will always be skinny. Wow. You ate all of that? Question mark? With gusto. What people don't get is that it's not daily that I pig out and move and lift enough that my metabolism can handle it. When I ran 8 miles every other day, I ate a duck ton. People would comment that I must have had an amazing metabolism because of how much I ate versus my size. Yeah. Dudes, I worked the calories off later. I was the same. I was doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu for up to 4 hours an afternoon around 3 or 4 days a week. I was 75 kilograms at 6 feet 2 and ate like a horse with 2 full plates of dinner a night. When I was skinny, people would comment on how skinny that I was, but when I was fat they complained about how fat I got. Lol. I went from being a size 2 where everyone told me to gain some weight to a size 6 where people commented about how I need to watch it before I fill out too much. I come from a super skinny family. All women, no male siblings or cousins. I'm the tallest at a whopping 5 feet 4. Was a size 2 until about 24. Then I stress gained a bunch of weight. Also was real lazy. Was a size 14 at my heaviest. The comments on both ends were terrible. Now that I've lost most the depression lazy weight I get asked if I'm okay. If my health is okay. Like duck. Just let me live my life. It's such a weird and personal thing to talk about. Makes you wonder who TF raised these people lol. As a guy, the crippling sense of low self-esteem. Reading all of these responses is like a checklist as to what gave me problems growing up. The constant comments. Problems when pants shopping. Constant eating but nothing to show for it. People using fingers to put a ring around my wrist or upper ankles. Comparing myself to athletic friends, etc. It was a struggle from middle school through college. Now, as a middle-aged guy, I look at my man gut and think, wow, I could use a salad. God, I related to this. One time my girlfriend gripped my wrist and said hell aloud in front of everyone, wow your wrists are tiny, and thankfully no one piled on. But I thought about that all night and all week after that. If that's what everyone saw. Seriously, F off with all that. I'm trying. Sorry our bodies are different, I can't eat and bulk all the way up by tomorrow to fit your body standards. God forbid I call you fat anyways. But being skinny is a privilege. Huh. My wrists are like 6 inches around. I get that a lot. It's very annoying. I'm no longer as skinny as I used to be, but my arms and hands are still skinny. It's strange. Sometimes I forget I'm not skinny. Lol. There are some parts I miss about being skinny and some parts I don't. Being able to have a wider variety of clothing options was nice. My 24-year-old daughter works as hard to keep healthy weight on as I do to get mine under control. If she gets sick and has no appetite she drops down fast and it's frightening to see. I've bounced around a bit between ideal weight and kinda pudgy for a lot of my life. Since food allergies became a big deal. It's been a battle. To keep my weight above always sick with something level. It's a goddamn shit show now. I need to use medical formula to keep from dropping dangerously low. I'd take kinda pudgy forever if it meant I could eat normally and not be nauseated or anaphylactic all the freaking time. I get cold easily. No, that's not a joke. I lost tons of weight once, and one of the biggest changes I noticed the most was how cold I was all the time compared to before. The coldness and how uncomfortable everything is against my body. My first memory was during my weight loss journey in high school, and I leaned against a wall, and I was floored at how uncomfortable it was against my shoulder and shoulder blades. Dude, I relate to this so freaking hard. I've always been into fitness, but I went from 260 chubby muscular to 160 like no body fat, and I physically can't do sit-ups anymore. The feeling of my uncushioned tailbone against the floor hurts something fierce. I also miss going outside in shorts during the winter. Hard to gain weight. Stomach doesn't want it. Bones can sometimes look more prominent, which isn't great. Clothes are too loose on you. When people tell you to eat more, it's hard to eat loads because your appetite for food isn't high enough. Edit. Typo. Don't just have an appetite for good. Have an appetite for great. Or an appetite for justice. Myself, I prefer an appetite for destruction. PPL saying, eat a cheeseburger. Why is it always cheeseburger too? It's a lot easier than saying, eat an entire croquembouche. Apostrophe. Fair enough. But I assumed I would hear pizza or cake at least once. Not being able to break a branch by jumping on it. Being colder in the winter. I feel personally called out for the branch breaking one. Mayo. As a male, society doesn't take you that seriously when you're skinny. Especially if you look younger than your age plus you are skinny. The implication is that you can't be a real man if you don't look like one. An ideal man is big and muscular, while skinny/small men are seen as weak and vulnerable. It makes things such as first impressions, meeting people and dating far more of a challenge because you constantly have to prove/validate yourself to others simply because of your appearance. Straight facts. People saying they envy me because I can eat a lot and not gain weight. They don't realize that I have hypoglycemia and must eat almost constantly. As an underweight girl, no thank you. Full no. You're so small. Take more. People randomly touching your stomach and saying shit like you have no fat on you at all. Do you? People comparing themselves to you. Saying they wish they were like you. If they were skinnier life would be easier. People hitting on you and you being uncomfortable and telling a friend, but the friend saying they wish they got that attention. And it makes you feel bad about being uncomfortable, even though it's a creepy old guy and you just wanted to vent. Same experience. I hate when people talk about my body. It makes me so uncomfortable. I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to this stuff. But I'll be damned if I ever talk about someone else's body without them leading with the topic. Feels kinda rude, even if it's an attempt at a compliment. As a skinny guy, I've had girls say things from I wish I was skinny like you, so I could wear X to I wish I could just give you my fat. Not a fan of that. Also, you have people touching your stomach. Yeesh. I get people poking my ribs. I hate it so much. Well, in the black community, being thick is seen as the ideal beauty standard, so when you are a skinny black girl you are often called anorexic, or you are constantly a target for rude comments about your weight from strangers and family members. Yeah, it sucks being a black girl that isn't super curvy. It's harder to build muscle when you're skinny. Can get toned really easily though, at least. Yeah, skinny guy abs are real. All abs are skinny person abs. Anyone with a six-pack has a very low body fat percentage. Finding fitting clothing is one of the worst things. Sizes that are the right tightness are too short, and they never have my pants size. Also, low blood pressure sucks. OMG, the low BP thing kills me. Back when I was skinny, finding clothes that fit. The bust is way too small compared to everything else. Now I'm overweight. Finding clothes that fit. The bust is way too small compared to everything else. It's the opposite for me. Shoulders and bust are usually too big. My personal favorite, you can't be diabetic. You're skinny. Apostrophe. Oh. Thanks random man at the gas pumps. I'll let my pancreas know immediately. Having too many hoodies. People judging why are you not putting any weight on? Like seriously, some can't put any on and some have mental health issues. As a guy, my body is a little weird, so I'll throw my 2 cents in here, as I don't think I've seen these mentioned in the top comments. My upper body is rather thin, while my lower body is relatively muscular. My biggest problem has always been being viewed as unattractive for not having a large upper body. As I've tried to get into dating, it makes me feel like I'm inadequate and not good enough. I like to think that the rest of myself is somewhat attractive, but I'm not a gym dude bro who can bench you. Another issue is that I'm only so strong. I'm trained in Krav Maga, and I can defend myself if I need to, but I'm afraid that my punches just won't pack enough punch because my chest, shoulders, and triceps aren't that strong. Driving my hips is proper technique, but I don't want to duck around if I'm ever in that situation. Finally, gaining strength and muscle mass is a bit of a process, though decent dieting and strictly following a workout regime to push myself does help with that. You should eat more. You don't eat enough to keep a bird alive. You're scrawny, you're gonna fail away. Careful, the wind might blow you away. Ribs show when I stretch. Constant ridicule from muscular regardless of my strength. Uphill battle to maintain a healthy weight. Stop saying I wish I was your size. You only want the size, not the issues that come with it. At least other people can walk out without 10 layers of clothing when it dips below 10C. Hey PSSST. Please subscribe and like.